The Boeing 777X is poised to enter commercial service next year, presenting a formidable challenge to the Airbus A350-1000. The two aviation giants will finally clash head-to-head in the ultra-wide-body market. Yet Airbus remains unfazed. CEO Guillaume Faury has unveiled an audacious strategy, a dramatically stretched version of the A350-1000 designed to outclass the 777X and potentially dominate this lucrative market segment. But what makes this proposed aircraft such a credible threat to Boeing's flagship? What revolutionary capabilities will this extended variant deliver? Let's dive deep into the details. The A350-2000 program takes shape. Since entering commercial service in 2015, the Airbus A350 has rapidly established itself as one of the world's most sought-after twin-engine wide-bodies. With nearly 700 aircraft delivered and over 1,400 orders from 62 airlines globally, the A350 hasn't merely strengthened Airbus's market position, it has transformed the European manufacturer into an industry powerhouse. When it debuted, the A350X delivery, extra wide body, revolutionized cabin space and operational efficiency, claiming the title of the manufacturer's widest twin jet. However, this distinction now faces serious competition. Boeing has engineered a formidable challenger, the 777X, scheduled for delivery beginning in early 2027. Boeing's next-generation wide-body features an even wider fuselage than the A350, offering operators unprecedented cabin space and directly threatening European dominance in the large, long-haul segment. Anticipating this challenge, Airbus CEO Guillaume Faury has publicly announced an ambitious development initiative, stretching the current XWB family to create the A350-2000 variant. According to Faury, this represents far more than a simple upgrade. It's a natural evolution of the product line, specifically engineered to compete directly with the 777X. The strategic thinking mirrors Boeing's successful approach with its 707 family, which evolved progressively from the 707 to 200 through the 300 larger freighter variants, and ultimately the extended 707X. Airbus is now seriously evaluating this new iteration, projected to accommodate up to 450 passengers, a capacity exceeding even the 777X, setting the stage for an epic confrontation in the ultra-large wide-body arena. In a revealing exchange with Aviation Week, when questioned about countering the Boeing 777-9, the largest passenger jet preparing for service despite enduring years of delays, Faury confirmed that the A350-2000 isn't merely a stretched A350-1000, but a calculated counterpunch to Boeing's flagship. This bold maneuver aims to reclaim market supremacy and represents Airbus's strategic response to surging global demand for highly fuel-efficient, long-range, high-capacity aircraft. This development arrives as the industry has decisively pivoted away from massive four-engine jets like the A380 and 747, favoring fuel-efficient twin jets instead. The official termination of the A380 program leaves the A350 as one of Airbus's few modern long-haul wide-body platforms still in production. Consequently, introducing the A350-2000 isn't merely an attractive option. It's a strategic imperative for servicing high-density trunk routes demanding maximum capacity. Although numerous analysts prematurely declared the death of the very large aircraft market, key airline executives maintain that major global routes still require jets capable of moving maximum passenger and cargo loads. Notably, the 777X program has served as a critical wake-up call for Airbus. Back in 2018, when the A350-1000 launched, European executives confidently dismissed the 777-9 as an awkward hybrid of antiquated and modern technology, a design they insisted could never truly compete. Reality, however, has forced a sobering reassessment. To date, the A350-1000 has secured only approximately 327 firm orders, while the uncertified and substantially delayed Boeing 777-9 has captured roughly 383 orders. This presents a serious competitive threat, particularly for an aircraft like the A350-1000, which has already demonstrated exceptional safety and efficiency throughout years of operations. For these compelling reasons, launching a larger aircraft like the A350-2000 isn't simply a timely opportunity, It's a critical strategic maneuver in a high-stakes market battle. Until further official announcements emerge, it stands as the largest wide-body Airbus has ever committed to developing, a bold symbol of the company's relentless ambition to lead the future of long-haul aviation. Envisioning the A350's 2000 design and capabilities. So what will this aircraft, which the CEO described as something a bit longer, bigger, and more capable, actually look like? The proposed A350-2000 variant is positioned not as a simple stretch, but as a comprehensive redesign effort aimed at reestablishing market leadership in the ultra-large, long-haul wide-body segment. First and foremost, the most striking feature will undoubtedly be its sheer size. While the current flagship A350-1000 offers a maximum capacity of 369 passengers, its potential successor promises a substantial capacity increase by extending the fuselage approximately 6 meters. Consequently, this variant could accommodate an additional 50 seats, elevating total capacity to an estimated 450 passengers. This dramatic increase positions it in direct competition with the Boeing 777X and, more significantly, could transform it into potentially the longest passenger aircraft ever constructed, surpassing even the 777X's impressive length. This capacity leap represents far more than a minor technical adjustment. It's a fundamental redefinition of passenger and cargo transport capability in a long-haul twin-engine jet. As Airbus's CEO emphasized, the new A350 variant will provide even greater range and greater capacity, which is increasingly important in an ever more crowded air traffic market. This statement underscores that this jet represents a bold strategic move to capture a larger share of long-haul routes. Next, to accommodate the dramatically stretched fuselage and corresponding payload increase, this extended variant will require extensive aerodynamic and structural enhancements. A crucial technical focus will be wing design. With the elongated fuselage and added mass, a larger wing becomes almost mandatory to improve lift and fuel efficiency. However, this presents Airbus's most severe challenge regarding airport accessibility. The current A350 wing spans 64.75 meters, allowing it to fit within ICAO Code E-gate limits. Any substantial wing expansion would push the aircraft into the far more restrictive Code F category, severely limiting operational capability at many major global aviation hubs. Precisely for this reason, Boeing adopted the folding wingtip design for the 777X. If Airbus intends to produce this stretched version, it may be compelled to implement a similar folding wingtip solution or, at minimum, undertake comprehensive redesign of the wing, engines, and horizontal stabilizers. Additionally, Airbus will inevitably increase the aircraft's maximum takeoff weight. This added mass will necessitate reinforced landing gear and localized airframe strengthening. However, these modifications remain well within the capabilities of the existing A350 XWB design and can likely be implemented with minimal disruption. Furthermore, to comply with safety regulations associated with increased passenger counts, the jet will almost certainly require an additional Type C emergency exit, a critical design feature ensuring rapid emergency evacuation mandatory for high-capacity aircraft. Moreover, the propulsion system represents arguably the most exciting element of the A350-2000. This colossal variant will demand more powerful engines to accommodate increased size and weight. Currently, the A350-1000 is powered by the Rolls-Royce Trent XWB-97. For the stretched variant, Airbus faces two strategic options: further optimize the proven XWB engine, pushing its performance envelope, or take a major technological leap by equipping the aircraft with Rolls-Royce's next-generation UltraFan engine. Regardless of the choice, the engine must deliver superior thrust and fuel efficiency, enabling the aircraft to not only carry more passengers, but fly farther than ever before. Greater power translates to extended range, allowing the A350-2000 to perform non-stop flights on some of the world's longest and most challenging routes. These factors deliver strategic advantages to airlines, helping reduce stopovers and achieve superior overall efficiency. Ultimately, if Airbus can focus development efforts primarily on fuselage extension without triggering extensive changes to wing architecture or propulsion systems, the certification path could be relatively smooth. However, success depends on numerous factors, especially the following challenges: the obstacles ahead. Developing the hypothesized A350-2000 variant, while strategically compelling for Airbus, faces significant near-term obstacles and depends heavily on long-term market shifts. Firstly, the most immediate challenge is lack of pressing market momentum for a completely new product offering. Currently, demand for existing Airbus aircraft is soaring across the board. Furthermore, the vast majority of airlines worldwide already consider the A350-1000 perfectly adequate in terms of capacity for their high-density routes. Even when the competing Boeing 777-9 finally enters commercial service despite numerous delays, aviation analysts don't anticipate an immediate rush by global carriers to place substantial additional orders for jets in this niche ultra-large category. Secondly, while stretching an existing airframe might be structurally simpler than engineering a jet from scratch, it introduces specific technical hurdles. The fundamental challenge for the A350-2000 will be maintaining the aircraft's legendary range and efficiency, despite inevitable increases in weight and drag from the extended fuselage. The sheer act of stretching the plane increases its size, thereby demanding more fuel for identical mission profiles. For this reason, Airbus would need to implement further incremental aerodynamic and engine enhancements across the existing A350 platform. These improvements would be necessary to ensure the new, longer variant can be produced without compromising the crucial long-haul performance that defines the A350XWB family. However, the underlying strategic rationale for developing the stretched version remains compelling. The A350 family represents relatively modern aerospace technology. Developing and extending this product line is therefore a logical and appropriate evolutionary step. Crucially, this approach fundamentally differs from Boeing's path with the highly troubled 737 MAX, where the company essentially attempted to integrate new technology onto an airframe design already decades old. Airbus, by contrast, is leveraging a current generation platform. In summary, Airbus's intention to stretch its flagship A350 family to directly compete with Boeing 777X is unmistakable. Although a specific timeline for this variant has yet to be officially announced, industry observers widely anticipate that within the next few years, a variant longer than the A350-1000, capable of carrying several dozen extra passengers, will begin taking shape. While current market demand doesn't scream for immediate delivery, the strategic imperative to counter the 777X and establish the A350 as the ultimate large twin jet provides powerful motivation for the European manufacturer. The project's success will ultimately depend on Airbus's ability to solve the core engineering challenge, increasing capacity without sacrificing the range and fuel efficiency that define the A350XWB brand.